Thank you so much, and good morning, and thank you each and every one of you for being here this morning. And I'm very pleased to be back in Merritt on the traditional territory of the Silkas and the Kaplan. It's a real honor to be joined by a number of chiefs who've been vital partners on the Highway 8 restoration project. Chief Lampro, it's great to see you again from the Shakin Band, and Chief Marcel Shackley, who'll be speaking in a moment from New Aich, and Christine Minibariat from Cooks Ferry has also been a vital partner on the corridor, and it's great to see Norm Drynock here as well, who gave a terrific traffic report on Highway 8 this morning on his way to this event, so firsthand. I want to begin with the overall news today, which is very good news indeed, almost a year in the making from the horrific extreme weather events that the province endured November 14th and 15th in particular last year. And the good news as of today is that people will be able to drive from here in Merritt to Spences Bridge all along Highway 8 for the first time in nearly 1 year. So we have restored connectivity to residents, Indigenous communities. Local industry will benefit to get materials and workers to and from their places of employment. It is a very important milestone for our province. It's welcome news for people who live and work along this important highway corridor. And it has been with no shortage of effort to get us to that point. And I think that's another thing we definitely want to celebrate today and going forward is the work that was done on this corridor to get us to the announcement that we are able to make today with our partners is unbelievable, and I think one that will be studied by engineers and road builders for years and decades to come, because the scale of the repairs were important to about 25 sections that washed out last November. We had 5 slide sites. And as our friends in the media, and particularly representatives of the community standing behind me today, we know that 7 kilometers of the highway was completely washed away into the river. So completing this work in under a year tells you everything you need to know about the people and their level of dedication who've been working on this project for the past year. And in terms of who we owe a debt of gratitude, there's a number of people and companies that I want to recognize this morning, beginning with YRB, the maintenance contractor who was on the scene immediately alongside heroic staff from the Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure, and I really want to speak about them. We have a high degree of, Canadian humility about ourselves, but the Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure has done an incredible job, and a number of them who are critical to the restoration today are with me. Jennifer Fraser here, who's in charge of the corridor, who's turning a different shade of red right now, but and Don is here, and Kevin Richter, Sean I think is at the back of the room, and so many others in the regional office and in the provincial office who have been helping. Of course, crews and local communities that work together in very challenging circumstances to make what is an impressive engineering and construction achievement possible, and over 200 workers made today's reopening of Highway 8 possible. And I'd like to extend my sincere thanks to all the chiefs, their councillors, the technical staff who work at the bands, and their community members for their commitment and collaboration about not only rebuilding, but rebuilding in the right way, using a combination of traditional engineering knowledge and traditional knowledge from Indigenous communities to do it right, with knowledge of millenniums of living along the river, combined with the road building techniques that will make it a climate resilient, durable corridor from the future. I appreciate all of these working relationships. They've been reinforced at every stage of the project. We've got incredible partnerships to point towards things like the Cooks Ferry Alliance, which is an alliance of the Cooks Ferry Indian Band, the International Union of Operating Engineers, and companies like RSI and Emcon. Temporary repairs are now complete. I do want to stress that. The highway remains an active construction zone, so while it's open to the public as of today, people need to bear that in mind. Crews are on the corridor continuing to install roadside barriers. Armoring of the Nicola River continues on the embankments. We're working on the permanent repairs as we speak. Sections of the highway will have reduced speed limits. There'll be different surface materials, including gravel, on some of these sections. And motorists are always encouraged to check Drive BC for the latest conditions before they begin traveling. And the ongoing construction activity will be noted on Drive BC, and the time you need to budget for your commute will be advised as well. The timing of this event is significant. We're less than a week away, as I mentioned, from the anniversary of the historic storms and flooding that turned the lives of so many British Columbians upside down exactly 1 year ago. I'll be with farmers in Abbotsford tomorrow. It affected a wide number of British Columbians across the south and parts of the interior last year, as we know. While we've been working on restoring access and getting people and goods moving again, we've also been moving forward on permanent repairs, and I want to give a bit of an update on this. We have 3 contracts for development and early construction work for permanent repairs on sections of Highway 1 through the Fraser Canyon. Those have now been awarded. Development and early construction work for the permanent repairs on the Coquihalla Highway 5 are well underway. The permanent repairs to the Othello section of the Coquihalla are complete. We also expect more requests for proposals and contract tenders in the coming months. And in closing today, getting us here, I want to again extend my sincere thanks and appreciation to everybody who's in some cases worked through the night 24/7 to get us to the point. I want to thank residents and businesses for their patience, for their help, for communities who are dependent on the highway, for their understanding and for their active collaboration in getting this vital corridor restored. Many people were, and they will continue to be, impacted by the events of last November in many different ways. Land was lost to the river. Environmental disturbances were significant. It required thoughtful habitat restoration to promote things like fish habitat restoration. That work is ongoing and it will continue. But I want to say that rebuilding Highway 8 to the point where it can be open to the general public is a testament to who we are as British Columbians, what we can do when we work together. And this will be a significant marker as we continue to update the public on new milestones of progress on Highway 8 as we build it back better for a climate resilient future. Thank you very much. Chief Lampreau wanted me to remind people here and through you in the media, if Highway 5 has a serious weather event and the highway is closed for any reason, Highway 8 will not be the alternate route. It simply won't be able to handle that, and as a chief representing people along that corridor, thank you for reminding me to say that. Thank you.
You're covering the important details now. Thank you very much, Minister Fleming.